Hi everyone, this is Maida. Thanks so much for joining me for another drawing video. I decided to take a little break from drawing my comic My Summer Love to focus on a couple of other drawings. So in this video, I'm drawing a character from a Draw This in Your Style challenge that's being hosted on Instagram by DayonnaArts. I thought the character design was really cute, so that's what I'm doing here. It's just a pinkish girl with space buns holding a cracked little heart. Um, I don't know. It was a very appealing design to me, and so I decided to spend a little bit of time on that. Um, but yeah, so I'm just in the sketching phase here. As always, I do like to include that when I when I remember. I tried to make the nose rounder than usual, and then because of how the character was drawn, the lips and the eyelashes are kind of the a big focus on her face, and so I tried to make sure that those lips were plump enough and the eyelashes were thicker than how I would usually draw them. And the way that I drew them is kind of drawing from one of my favorite anime shows called Princess Tutu, where they had a really, really thick upper lash line. Um, so yeah. And then I also made her eyebrows a lot thicker. So really this whole thing I was doing a lot of different things in the face. I liked the glowing feature that was in the original illustration. And so I really wanted to play with that here. So as we are getting into this drawing, I'm now working on the line art. Um, Nothing much to say about this part. So the way that I do line art, I don't really focus on thickening any particular lines. It's really all kind of just one weight for the way that I draw, just because I don't like to go back and draw over a line if it's already down. For me, lines are really just there to contain color and nothing else. Yeah, so one of the things that I did differently for this drawing than what was in the original is it looks like there's probably glowing thread wrapped around the space buns, and I decided that I wanted something a little bit thicker than thread, so I went with a thin ribbon instead. And that was just so I wouldn't have to go back in and I don't know. I just like the look of thicker ribbons better than the thread. To me, it seemed a little more controlled, and I wanted a little bit more controlled look uh, for those accessories. So when going in to do the base colors, I just went. I didn't pick the colors directly from the image. What I usually do is just try to eyeball it, and that's because based on how I do the lighting and how I color the background, that kind of affects overall what the colors are going to be in the end anyway. So yeah, I just picked what I thought would look good. Um, Mainly because I don't like having to open up a second image in a drawing program. I kind of just like to keep one, just work on one file. Um, I don't know. I don't know why I don't color pick. It would be easier, but oh well. So for the shading, I didn't use a reference for that either, but I did try to make sure most of the light was hitting just the front part of her hair and then the bottom part of and underneath her chin, since the main light source is coming from the little heart. And then the lines on the ribbon and the heart I have colored in a darker pink than the base color, and that's to add to the glowing effect that I am creating. And then initially I had thought about doing just hard cell shading on the entire image, but then after adding the glow, I decided to blur some of the shadows. And so that's why I went in with an airbrush for the darker shadows. Just to make everything look more like it's fading into shadow instead of just being a straight contrast. And I think it added a lot to like the flowing kind of movement of her hair. I don't know. I think it was the right choice to soften up some of the shadows and the lighting. And so we're coming up close to the end here. I really only have to color the skin now. And when I am doing that, instead of using a white highlight or a yellow highlight as I usually would do, I went in with a pink highlight because, again, our light source is pink. And so, yeah, because the light source is pink, I added pink to her face. Because that's kind of how light works, I'm pretty sure. The sun we get from, or the light we get from the sun is white and not yellow. So that's why on a really bright day, the shadows are almost black. Because light and shadows work in complements on the color wheel. But anyway, I tried extra hard to make sure the lips were looking full and plump. It's pretty much the same tones that I used in the hair, just in different amounts of each. So her lips look a little bit more purple than her hair, because I used a little bit more shadow in it. And then for the eyes, they're just a bright pink. I sampled the colors from the heart and the ribbon. And then I added a splash of purple just to add a little bit more depth in there. I don't usually get too detailed in the eyes because there's usually such a small part of the image, especially here, where it's really only like 1/100th of the canvas. And so I went and added a little bit of texture in the background, as well as a gradient so that it, again, to make it look like it's glowing from the heart. So anyways, I think this illustration wound up looking really good, even though it was just a quick little thing. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments, and if you guys want to participate in this drawing challenge, it's being hosted by DayonnaArts on Instagram, and she will be featuring her favorite ones until February 14th. All right, thank you guys so much. Have a nice day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.